Today we're going to be talking about an Orzhov list that I'm not quite sure how to categorize just yet. We definitely lean more towards the beatdown side of things, but this deck does offer a ton of card advantage, not to mention a bunch of life gain, making it a very well-rounded deck that's pretty competitive in my opinion. We can kick things off by talking about maybe the Sorin and Edgar combination, a combination that's been done a long time ago, but is still very good, kind of been forgotten about. But Edgar pumps up vampires, Sorin creates vampires, they work beautifully, synergistically, and Edgar's a very hard threat right now to remove because not a lot of people are expecting it, and they're not running a lot of removal because Edgar, becomes an artifact when it does die, giving us even more vampires. We also, because we're in Orzhov, get to run two of the best prototype creatures in the game right now, Steel Seraph and the Flesh Gorger. These two creatures, obviously, coming down on 3 is very, very good, but you can also play them extremely late in the game for a much higher value and payout. They both offer a ton of life gain. They're very elusive when they attack, which is nice. And then lastly, we do have a really great top end in things like Invoke Despair and Corrupt. Invoke Despair is obviously, not much to be said there. Just a fantastic card. But Corrupt is an experiment I'm trying to do here in today's build. It is a card that allows us to gain life and deal damage based on the number of swamps we have, which is why I'm running these, Sunlit Marshes. They're a special type of land that comes in tap, but also count for plains and swamps. But Corrupt, I'm not too sure if I like it just yet. It's more of an experiment in today's build because we are Orzhov. It's definitely meant for a mono black deck, but we're going to try it out today and see how we like it. But today's video was a lot of fun. Sure, you're going to enjoy it. We're going to jump right into the games. But if you guys want, there's a full deck breakdown at the end of every video, so stick around for that. In the meantime, in the links below, there's a full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind getting a video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps out an absolute ton. I greatly appreciate it. With that being said, enjoy today's video. We'll see you at the end. Peace. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we are playing an Orzhov mid-range / aggro deck. This deck offers a lot of beatdown, but it also offers a ton of value through card draw, lifelink, a lot of different ways you can get back into a game late. So it's a cross between the aggro and the mid-range. I'm gonna go ahead and mulligan this hand though. This definitely ain't it. This is a lot better. Yeah, I guess we dropped the Corrupt. It's just a far ways off, right? So. And we're running these special lands, by the way, these marshes, because we are running the Corrupt. The Corrupt is a really cool card that we can play late in the game to get a boatload of value out of. So we're running a few extra swamps in the deck through these dual lands. All right, the opponent off to a crazy fast start with these officers. The only good news about those is they have 1 toughness. So, the wedding announcement going to produce a couple of really good blockers for that. And we did just find a Steel Seraph, which is going to provide us some lifelink back into this game potentially, especially if we can get like an Edgar down next turn. But if we can't get Edgar down because we have a tap land, it's still a good 3-drop here, but we just won't have anything to put counters onto. Okay, they exiled that, but you know what? The good news is they gave us 3 life, right? Okay, we got another wedding announcement. Things changed pretty quickly in this game. Thought we were going to go with the Steel Seraph there or Edgar, but we get an even better 3-drop there. Nice, and we keep him at bay from the attack, which feels really good. You know what? I am going to do this. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go ahead and attach this to Edgar. No attacks, and we're going to go ahead and flip 1 over and create another couple of 1/1s. So now we got a field full of 2/2s, and I don't believe they're going to be able to get through our defenses anymore because we were too big, and they do give up. They just see the writing on the wall. It's too much for them to overcome. They kept a handful of 1/1s and our 1 mana creatures trying to flood us early here and just get all that damage through, but we recovered very easily, very quickly, and yeah, they didn't even allow us to get the lifelink going next turn, which would have really sent us overboard. GG. All right, that's a very good first game. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, been ranking with this thing for the last hour or so, been feeling really good with it. So I would imagine we're gonna have a pretty good record by the end of this video today. This opening hand though, again, we get 2 pretty rough opening hands. We're gonna have to mulligan again. Hate to see it. This is fine. We got to choose between one of our 4 drops here. I think I'm gonna take the Edgar over the Sarah Paragon. Sarah Paragon's more of a, you want to draw into that with like a last resort sort of thing because you'll be able to play everything from the graveyard that you lost previously. So opponent looking like they're mono red, play with fire, probably gonna hit me in the face here, or they're gonna save it. Okay, Saving the play with fire. Interesting choice. No 2-drops, so let's get that tap land down real quick. Squee! That is a tough card right there. That's unfortunate. We do have a really good card here with the Flesh Gorger, but the fact of the matter is it's a 3 toughness creature, so really strong possibility the opponent's going to have a simple answer for this, like a lightning strike, and they're going to eat that 3 damage willingly. Or they're just going to run their Squee right into it, and I'm going to get a lot of value. I'll take that all day. I'll take that all day. Oh, I see. I see. You know what? I still will take that all day, though. I mean, to blow up the Squee that easily, I mean, yeah, that's money. That is money. All right, I am going to go with... What do I want to go with here? If I go with Soren, it does take some pressure off of my face from being attacked. But Edgar's a much better blocker overall, I'd say. Yeah, you know, I'm going to go Edgar here because if I do find another land, Elspeth makes Edgar lifelink, and that would be pretty busted. We're searching for that land drop. Let's go. All right, that's fine. If that's the only thing they've got this turn, I'll take that. That's a really good card. This new Warfare card is really solid, but the only problem with it is the fact that it, you know, it takes an entire turn off of the opponent's you know, playbook. They just take an entire turn to drop a 3-mana, you know, a 3-mana enchantment, not really putting any more pressure on the board from their creatures. So I'll take that. You know, it's a really good card though. It really makes their little 1/1s much scarier, that's for sure. All right, so we got a pretty safe block here. This is where we're gonna lose this. That's fine. We're gonna gain 3 life off the deal, because each one of these is going to do 2 more damage than what they would have done before. Nice, we get the Elspeth. That's huge. Huge. All right, let's go here.
Show 'em what you got.
Lifelink all day. Create another lifelink body. It's all about really survival right now. So the more lifelinking bodies we have, the better. There's a good chance they play out a creature with haste, so attacking in here could be a mistake, but I will gain 5 out of the deal, so it's like... Do I go to 11 and just be happy with that? No, I think we play it safe. I may regret this though, because they could double lightning strike me for the win, or they don't even have to double up on because of the extra damage. So this could end up backfiring. We'll see. Maybe the right idea there was to attack. Played it pretty conservative. Play with fire is going to take care of the job because it's, you know, 4 damage. I do have an Invoke Despair though to blow up at least one of these eventually. All right, well, now we've got a really good deal because we're going to be able to get Vigilance here.
Let's do this together.
And I would like to play the Steel Seraph, but I actually think the Wedding Announcement's a little bit better. Because the Seraph's only going to give this either Vigilance, Lifelink, or Flying. I don't need any of it. I've already got kind of all of it, so... I don't think they're going to even pay any attention to the Elspeth when they really should here, because the Elspeth is going to actually ult here in the next turn or so. And they honestly gave me more life gain here than they did damage, so I'm not too sure why that attack occurred, but I'll take it. Yeah, definitely going to go ahead and create these flyers now. Don't think the opponent can come back from this, to be honest. All right, gain another 6 here, and we get another 1/1, and that should just about do it. We should see the opponent's head explode here. I don't necessarily think they played that extremely well, which I'm happy about, obviously, but would have liked winning in a better fashion there. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe I didn't play so well myself, though. That's the thing, is I feel like maybe I played a little sloppy too. Anyways, though, good game. Man, I will say the value on this thing is really nice. It's you know, its ability to gain life back that quickly is so relevant, especially in those types of matchups. So I'm glad it shined through in that game and we got to see a little bit of that. But yeah, what a game. All right, kicking things off maybe against soldiers. We'll see. Going second though, don't love that. But I do have Toshiro, which could answer some of this nonsense. We'll see. What sort of instant speed are we looking at here? It's definitely going to be reinforcements. They're going to play the soldier that comes down and creates an extra soldier, maybe. No. Felt like there was a priority stick there, but apparently not. Maybe they just didn't want to lose it to the Toshiro. That's definitely a possibility. Yeah, there's a stick there. I would imagine it's got to be the reinforcements, right? If they play it now, that would mean they were definitely playing around the Toshiro, which is pretty interesting. Oh, that's the hold. Okay. So they're not a soldier deck. They're definitely a control deck. So only 2 lands, though, to work with. Yeah, they kept a bad hand. Bummer for the opponent there, man. 2 landers will kill you every time. Yeah, I definitely feel the opponent's pain on that last game because, you know, I've been there. We've all been there. You keep the 2-lander, but going first, you gotta know going in. You gotta take it with a grain of salt that, you know, that 3rd land may not come, and we've all been there too many times, unfortunately. But all right, we get to discard a card out of our hand. We love that. I guess we do a Steel Seraph because we got a backup, but don't love that, to be honest. All right, we are gonna play the Crown here. I would have liked to have gotten the Evolved Sleeper up a notch. You know what? That was actually a mistake on my part. I could have attacked there and bluffed my way through, threatening the Evolved Sleepers +1. They wouldn't have made a block, and then I could have played this regardless. So I did miss out on 1 point of damage there. It's something I need to keep in mind going forward. Okay. That's a card. That is a card. So they're working off the discard mechanic here pretty heavy. All right. So we're up to a 4-2 body now. If we attack into the opponent here, we are going to concede the fact that they may make a block here and we have to make a trade. We would end up drawing a card off the deal, though, getting more value than them. I think that's a fine attack, to be honest. Will they make the block is the question. I'm starting to think they may not make the block, but if they don't make the block, they're allowing my Evolved Sleeper to get bigger and bigger. So, nope, they make the block. Very nice. Toshiro is our top deck, which does kill the Beetle. Getting rid of that. Mono black, though, we're getting in the realm of Shieldred and the Infernal. I'm sorry, the Invoke Despair. 2 very tough cards for us to deal with. And they find the Shieldred. That's a bummer. Looks like this one may not be our game, guys. I'm going to be honest with you, just because of the fact that, you know, the Shieldred's on field and we are not finding our 4th land drop. And it looks like they have an answer here for the Flesh Gorger. That's a bummer. I think if maybe we can get the Edgar down, we'll be in good shape because we can make a good block from the Shieldred and then start creating 1/1s that, you know, have the lifelink. But we'll see. It's going to require us getting a good top deck here. That is not a good top deck. That is the opposite of a good top deck. All right, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total damage we're going to be taking from the opponent here on this next go. Not to mention 10 if they up the sleeper. So that should do it. Bummer. Bummer. That was just not our game. We missed the land drops. Kind of felt the same heat as the last opponent. So on to the next one. All right, well, that was a bit of a bummer, but no big deal. I mean, can't control the old shuffler, man. It'll get you every now and then. You know, we got to experience a little bit whatever what our opponent experienced the turn before, so that'll happen. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, by the way, man. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate you a lot for that. Yeah, especially if you made it this far, you know, shout out to you. I appreciate you. You know, glad you're enjoying the content enough to hang out with me today. It looks like maybe mono black. We'll see. They're probably thinking the same thing as me. That seems to happen a lot where we get something discarded out of our hand and then the next card we draw is immediately the exact same thing. They take the Toshiro out of hand, though, but I don't necessarily think I would have played it anyways. I think pumping the Evolved Sleeper was a better play, but here's a Duress. Okay, there goes Wedding Announcement for sure. Yeah, that was a pretty big hit too, because that was going to draw some cards. And that's annoying that they know exactly that they can go into my hand there. Yikes. All right, the only good news is we do avoid a straight up cut down on this. So that's 1 removal spell less that we have to worry about. But the bad news is we're out of cards in hand. So discard away has been working really well. I would imagine, though, they're going to have like a go for the throat situation. Oh, they don't. They don't, which means we get another card. Love that. Guess I should have drew that first. You know, there's always that possibility. We got that tap land, and now I played the plains instead, which is a bummer. I guess I'll only really regret that if I draw a warden off the top. A warden off the top would be a bummer big time. I'd be so mad at myself. All right, I would imagine the evolved sleeper's out of the way here with this -2. Yep.
Sacrifices must be made.
And we're gonna attack here. They're definitely gonna make a block with the Raven, man. We just do one of these, draw another card. All right. All right, now we're looking at getting discarded again. It's all good, though. They also have to discard a card. At least in that way, we can keep pace with them as far as card advantage goes. Not to mention the Evolved Sleepers drawing us cards. So I think we're going to start slowly seeing the game shift back our way a little bit. Not a ton of value here. Only gaining 2 life off of the Corrupt, which doesn't feel great. But you know what? It gets rid of the creature and does the job we need it to do. So we'll take it. Opponent only at 11 right now. We got to do some work to get some damage through here. I could have ignored the Liliana, but yeah, it's over. Yeah, I was gonna say we were definitely outvaluing them in the late game. They started out really well, though. I was really worried. They got a lot of really good things out of my hand. GG. All right, that one was good. A little comeback action, I feel like. Maybe not so much a comeback. It felt like a comeback. They were off to a really strong start, so it felt like I was definitely fighting from behind there for a minute. Opening hand here is nice. We get a little 2-drop with the crown. Not a lot of action, though, early on, so wedding announcement's going to have to be our first real play of the game. Get us going. This deck has been really good for us, though, man. I'm telling you, we've been winning a lot of games, and we're on our way to Diamond Tier 1 here soon, so we're feeling good, man. I would like to see one more land. I'd like to get Sorin down next turn. If I have to go with the Steel Seraph or even another wedding announcement here, I'd be fine with that, but I'd prefer to go with the Sorin if possible. The faster we get it in, the less likely they are to be able to deal with it, so. Nice, we do get the land. I am afraid of make this appear. I'm gonna attack here. All right, they definitely have removal priority holds. But do they have counter magic? I would imagine they do, man. I don't want to play the wedding announcement here, but I feel like I have to throw something away to a counter spell, so might as well be this. Interesting. Thought for sure that was getting countered. All right, 2 more 1/1 bodies then. We'll take it. What are they holding, though? Shadow Prophecy. Okay, I did not expect that. So they're going to be a 5-color deck, most likely? It looks that way. Drag to the bottom seems like a card we might be seeing here. Or Path to Peril. Either way, we get to draw a card off the deal, so we'll take it. Oh, it's a tap land, which is a bummer. I was hoping for a Elspeth there, but I guess this is fine.
I take no joy.
Sure, we're going to reveal it. I know it takes a lot of damage, but card advantage is king right now, so I'm going to take it. Not to mention all the life gain we get later, so it'll come back. It'll come back around. I think I'd rather work my ult, honestly, with Sorin and Elspeth, so I'm going to plus them both rapidly. That may change, but as of right now, that's kind of my game plan. I want to ult them if possible. I've already ulted Elspeth once today. I want to see if I can do it again. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Strong possibility we get hit with another one of those, which is really sad to say, but it is a strong possibility. So we're gonna go here. I'll take it again. I know taking a lot of damage there, but it's all good. Should have attached that there. I didn't even think of that. I was so busy trying to talk my way, through what I was doing there. Dang it, that happens sometimes. I got to stop talking for just a second and figure out what I want to do. And another Invoke Despair, probably. There goes my entire board. Yep, sure. The only bright side is they didn't draw anything off of those. I guess that's one way to look at it. You know, I'm gonna juice up this 1/1 like crazy.
Every job is an opportunity to learn more about the city. Show them what you got.
All right, gonna juice up the 1/1 here. I took 2 Invoke Despairs. I'm really kind of just banking on the fact they don't have another one, right? Like, the odds of them having a third one here is very low, but would be very sad if they somehow managed to pull that off. They're down to 12. And my own Invoke Despair will deal 6. So it's half their life total here. I think we can make that happen. I think we can close the game here. Not to mention if they kill the 4/2 body, then I get to draw a card. That also helps us. We're in a really good spot here. It feels like we're in a really good spot. The only thing that really crushes us here is another Despair. So again, I'm kind of gambling on that, but I feel like I'll take those odds any day, really. A third one. But we all know arena odds and real life odds do not correlate most of the time. Opponent's finally making their move here. Corrupt. Okay, that's pretty good. I can't lie, that's a pretty good move. Okay. Ah, man, the corrupt just got them so much life gain back. All right, I'm gonna throw this down, this down, this down, this down, and then I'm gonna bust down Tatiana, bust down with this. All right, and now we gain 6, they take 6, we're back up to 17, feeling good. All right, not to mention we get to draw 2 cards now if this dies. Still sitting on an Invoke Despair as well, so they better hope they've been hanging on to that Make Disappear. I don't know what they're doing though. These are, you know, are they 5 color? Are they not 5 color? I just don't know what's going on.
Something suspicious is going on.
All right, they're definitely minusing 2 because that is actually a tough decision for me to make here. I still think it's got to be this, right? We draw the 2 cards. We can reattach these to this for only 2 mana. I think that's super high value, right? Super high value. Ooh, that's a good one. And another Prophecy. Yeah, I think they're purely Grixis here. I wouldn't imagine they'd run things like a Corrupt if they weren't purely Grixis at least. Looks like they're running nothing but Swamps, honestly, and the Triomes are just going to be the extra there for when they need that color. All right. So what do we want to do? Do we have a lethal here? This does what exactly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this does 5. 6, 7, 8. There's gonna be 1 mana left over. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not quite there with that route. We're missing it by 1 with that route. This does what again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, not quite there. I don't think in any way. I think we get them down to 1, no matter which way you slice it. All right, so we are gonna be doing this for sure, though. That's a definite, right? Now, we need to go here or here. What about Make Disappear, though? Yeah, I'm worried about Make Disappear. I'm going for this. Okay, there was no Make Disappear. That's fine. Either way, we still have a nice board for lethal this next turn. Still sitting on the Invoke Despair. We're hanging on to it like it's our last quarter. But man, oh brother, it's nice to have that in the hand at all times, just to really threaten that side of the game. I'm just really scared of that Make Disappear because it is, typically Grixis has a ton of Make Disappears in their deck, so got to keep an eye out for it, man. Drawing another card here, love that. That also doesn't break the shield counter, which is good. That's a good way to deal with it, though.
I'll have this fight finished before brunch.
I've always hated
Another corrupt. 3, 4, 5. Still not enough. That's crazy. Okay. Let's go here, see what we hit. All right, let's go with the Seraph, and we attach this to the Seraph in case it dies. We can get another card off the deal. This has been so good to us, this little crown, just because of the fact that, you know, like we just said here, if we drop down the Seraph here late and they do have spot removal and they, you know, we're just trying to get that damage through. So they're going to keep picking off the creatures. But every time we play the creature down, we get to draw a card when it dies. So boatload of value there. Yeah, they can't really answer 2 corrupts either. There's no shot that they were going to be able to answer both of those. If they answered my creature on field, they're going to have to tap mana, use a resource out of hand, only leaving themselves with 2 cards in hand. I can't imagine they'd be able to stop that too. GG. Man, just flying through the ladder right now. Feeling really good. Feeling really good. This thing just feels pretty powerful, man. Steel Seraph is just such a powerful card altogether, and just how much lifelink this deck is giving us has really been kind of key too to kind of getting back into these games, because we do come out of the gates a bit slow, but we are the beatdown deck a lot of the times, and we're doing it through creatures with big amounts of lifelink attached to their body. So it's just a really fun way, man, to kind of play the game, because, you know, you play it down to the wire and then make a big comeback. It always feels good. The opponent on mono red, we're going second. Doesn't feel great, but we did just find an absolute gem of a card here. Tashiro has been absolute MVP for me lately in most of my builds. It's been so good to us. Being able to take down the Phoenix chick here is going to be really nice. All right, and then we follow it with Flesh Gorger, by the way, a life-linking body, which is fantastic. No attacks. They hit us with the adversary, we gain that life right back, but that doesn't stop the squee from getting through, so that is what it is. No worries. No blocks. We don't want to trade with the 1/1. It is, you know, it's not great value. Do we want the 2 life actually, or do we want to? Yeah, we'll probably have to kill this. Keep the board as clear as possible, as clean as possible. I'm trying to wait till the very last second to show them that we're not mono black. I mean, do we plan to really make a block here? No, but we're gonna go ahead and leave it back just in case. If things get crazy here, if they go with like a flying Raiju, there might be a reason for us to make a chump block. We'll see. No burn spells from the opponent just yet, which is kind of surprising. I would have expected some sort of burn spells to hit us by now, but nothing yet. And they full send a board full of creatures smaller than the Flesh Gorger, so that's value for us. Not to mention, we're going to get another body off of the Tashiro, and we get another Flesh Gorger, so huge value this turn. We're up to 8, by the way, too, so strong possibility we start making a comeback here. I'm actually going to send this through. There's really no reason not to. We have another one held back, and we've got the Evolved Sleeper, which we can pump a little bit of mana into, making it bigger than the Goblin. So we got great blocks here. And a creature without haste coming down. Love that. Do they stay aggressive? They do up top. They go upstairs with it. And we just drew a really fun card. But I don't necessarily think I, want that even. Let's go ahead and go here. I think we go with more lifelink, right? More lifelink. Keep sending it through. Now they're gonna have to make some double blocks in order for this to work, so we'll see how this goes. They do send a double there. Do they send a double here as well? They do. Both Flesh Gorgers are gone, but you know what? We cleared their entire board out, so I am happy with that. A lot of life gain here. We're up to 18, and we draw a card, not to mention. End our turn, and we'll look to evolve the Sleeper, per se. All right, we definitely are going to start to get favored here in the late game, so especially with the Seraph here about to give lifelink to things as well. And they go Lightning Strike, which is good enough to kill this, because even if I pump it, it's dead. So we're not going to invest any more mana into it. It's a bummer. That's a great top deck too. That's a lot of life linking bodies. But for now, we're going to go ahead and do one of these. We do miss out on being able to attach the crown to the Tashiro, but that's not a big deal. They're probably going to sacrifice, it looks like their Phoenix chick. I probably would go with the adversary, but yeah, there they go. So tired. Okay, we attack. Could be something with haste coming this turn. That might have been a mistake. Not necessarily a mistake. I probably wouldn't have wanted to block that anyways. All right, they're probably putting the 1/1 counter on the chick. Yep, I figured. All right, so I want to make sure I'm able to do this here. So 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 lands to work with. So I think if we have 4 mana to work with, it's got to be this, right? Got to be this. Got to go here. Can block the Phoenix chick pretty happily. We're gonna go ahead and pass the turn. Well, nah, we'll do this. Keep beating them down slowly but surely. And then Thundering Raiju is gonna come through. We're gonna make a, you know, a blow up here on the 3/3. Lightning Strike's annoying because now we are gonna lose Sorin to the Phoenix chick. You hate to see that. You hate to see it, man. What? Very strange play from the opponent here. Mono red just completely forgot about their aggression and just let us live there. That's, I mean, I guess that's cool. Let's go with, let's see what we hit off the top of our deck. We need a land. It's not a land. We'll still reveal it though. We need to keep the cards coming. I think what I do here is just a simple attachment here. We go here. We give this life link. We send it through. Because we can kill both of these creatures if they double block. So I'm sending this through here. I know they're probably pretty happy about that because they can attack back to us. But you know what? Gaining 5 life here and having 2 planeswalkers as high of a loyalty as these two are, it's going to be tough to beat us at this point. So I don't really care. We're just starting to try to close the game out, essentially. That's all we're looking to do here. Just close the game out, end this game as fast as possible, even at the detriment of our life total or our planeswalkers. I think we got them beat on the pacing here. So looks like they drew an adversary. Oh, I thought they drew an adversary maybe, but no, they just replayed the squee from the graveyard. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total damage. That was pretty close. Pretty darn close, man. All right. They almost had it. There it is. GG's. Had to make sure I was getting all the extra life I could after this next play, just in case we somehow missed something here. But nope. We got the W. Let's go. One more to Platinum Tier 1. All right, let's get to Platinum Tier 1 already. Let's just do this. Let's close it out strong. On the road to Diamond. What do we got? Opening hand. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Sleeper into the Crown. We have 2 mana. This is going to be tricky, but we're going to keep it because we like to be absolutely punished by our bad decision making. Took me a second to make that decision. I thought I was going to go here, but you know what? I can evolve the Sleeper one time while we wait for this mana to untap. So I guess that's the way we'll go. Another Flesh Gorger, doubling the Edgars, doubling the Flesh Gorgers, and an Invoke Despair off the top. This is not going our way as far as the top decks have gone. Oh, we're going to regret this. I can already tell. Let the, what is it? Shuffler nonsense. Let this start up here and screw up our game. All right, we're gonna make a block. We're gonna make the block. I don't love it, but gonna do it anyways. Need a little bit of damage here. Yikes! Okay, we're screwed. All right, that's all I really needed to see. We're pretty much screwed here. It's probably pretty much foregone conclusion that we're gonna lose this game. And we lose our crown to make disappear. We do have a lot more cards than they do in hand, but that, you know, that comes with the territory of not drawing a land. So don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing or a good thing, but. And they have the Evolved Sleeper, so they're going to get another card there. It's pretty good. Yep, just another game, unfortunately. Losing it to the Shuffler, it looks like. Very close to Platinum Tier 1. It doesn't look like we're going to get there in today's video, but we're going to try. We're going to give it our best fight here. You never know. We might be able to turn it around, but probably not. Just want to set the expectation, you know? All right, well, we get a Flesh Gorger on 3 finally. I should say on 5, but... One, two, three. Not enough to invoke to spare me yet, but they're getting there. Ooh. You know what? I don't mind if I do. Probably gonna get hit with the make disappear at this point anyways, but I don't mind if I do because we can get this flying, right? Or whatever we need to give it. Vigilance. Because it's got menace, we don't actually need the flying. So let's get this vigilance. And let's get in for 3 here. Seems fun. Looks like okay. I thought the opponent was probably going to answer it, but no, they just let it slip on through. I don't know what just happened, but I just got hit with a freaking wall of tired right now. Holy cow! Which stinks. I got another video to record after this. Gotta go back to back here. Was up too late again. I stay up too late on Fridays. That's my biggest problem, right? Is I record mostly on Saturday and Sunday, and I stay up way too late on Friday because it's my one day a week where I get to hang out with the guys and play some Call of Duty and stuff like that. So we stay up super late, and I always regret it because I got to get up bright and early for my son's tennis practice, and I always regret staying up that late, and I still do it every time. Every single time. All right, we are going to go with the Edgar here. It is a nice block because it can just keep, you know, producing 1/1 as well when it dies. So I'll let this, you know, come on down and make a chump block against Shieldred all day. They use the blood token, lose the, you know, the bounce land, which is actually pretty good land. They could have used it to bounce Edgar here, but chose not to. Oh, they beat me to the Evoke Despair. That's a bummer. Which we knew they would have beaten us there. I mean, look at they're hitting land drops like, you know, happy camper over there. We, on the other hand, are not. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, Arena. Thanks for showing up for me once. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll see your Invoke Despair and I'll raise you an Invoke Despair. How about that? You know, it'd be really good right about now too, a Corrupt, because we're drawing into a lot of swamps now. So a Corrupt would be looking pretty good right about now. But even the Sanctuary Warden here is really nice. We actually might make a comeback here, guys. I know I spoke a little early on the fact that we were going to lose this game, but I'm starting to feel like we might actually make another comeback here. That Invoke Despair was pretty huge for us. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Another Flesh Gorgers, not bad. Next turn we could start considering playing these Flesh Gorgers out for their full amount. No attacks. Yeah, we can get them out for their 7/5 bodies as opposed to their 3/3 bodies starting next turn, which could make a huge difference. Ugh. Oh, you know, it sounds so cool today. I should probably go ask my wife if she wants to finish Wednesday today. Wednesday's a really fun show that we've been into lately. I'm sure all of you guys have probably seen it all the way through by now, but I think we're on episode 5 right now. Very cool show though. All right, well, this has Invoke Despair written all over it, yeah? I mean, why would they need to tap that way, though? It would have done it itself, so I don't know why they're doing that. Oh, no, it's that Grixis. Oh, it's that Blade Coil. Ugh. Ugh. All right, we got to discard 2 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. We need one of these. You know what? Drop that one. I guess that one. Blade Coil Serpent, huh? Not bad. Working on the weekends like usual. It's my theme song. Working on the weekends like usual. All right, we will make a double block here. They get the treasure, which is a bit of a bummer. They probably have some sort of removal spell. No removal. Okay, we gain one off the deal, so I'll take it. This is gonna flip, creating another 1/1, and then boom, they get the pump. Love that. I want to give this lifelink too. That sounds so good. You know what? I'm gonna do that instead of the flesh gorger. I'm gonna give this lifelink. Oh man, for 1 second there, my heart stopped because I was like, you just walked right into a make disappear because I forgot about the treasure. Ooh, close one. Going off the deep end like usual. I gotta stop. We're gonna get like a freaking what do they call it? Copyright strike or something. What's happening? Why are you looking at my warden like you got something? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. The shield counter was protecting it that whole time. Fair enough, fair enough. I have a good block against the serpent though with the Edgar all day, so I'll take that. We got a couple 2/2s that can double up on the appraiser as well. The Kiki Jiki does not go off this turn because it's summoning sickness, and I do have an invoke despair to kind of shut it down before it can go off. So I feel pretty good about where we're at right now. We got a really good brew going here. I was gonna block with one of these, but I felt like something fishy was gonna happen there. Not to mention I don't really mind getting the life gain here, so okay, never mind. That was really weird. Why do you attack enemy like that with nothing fishy to go with it? Huh. All right, let's see what the opponent's willing to give up here. If they're just gonna, you know, sack the Kiki Jiki or a creature and Kiki Jiki to keep me off a card draw. We'll see. Feel pretty comfortable that we're not walking in to make this appear at this point because of the fact that we haven't seen it all game, but here we are. Here we are walking right into it. I guess we decline. All right. Dang, all game we haven't seen it and it comes down like that. That's crazy. All right. Doesn't really matter though. We're still getting some crazy damage through here. They can copy the blades, you know, Blade Coil Serpent, but it's not going to get its abilities unless they actually use mana to cast it. So it's not going to get, you know, get much value off of being copied. So I'm cool with just this attack here and end our turn. Man, losing that Invoke Despair, that was pretty brutal. So they had Make Disappear that whole time, I'm assuming, or they just drew into it. But I thought maybe they didn't have it based on the play beforehand because they didn't use it on, I forget what play it was, but we had a pretty good play.
Sake of the future.
That's going to be tough to deal with. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Not going to lie to you. That's going to be tough to deal with. That's pretty good. I can't lie. That's pretty good. I mean, we could just kind of play both of those and look to give things flying and whatnot. Try to close the game out here. A fourth make disappear would be sad, but I want to play this for 7, but I'm starting to think I should just jam it out there and just full send. But we did run into a Brotherhood's End, didn't we? Yeah, so maybe not. All right, let's give this lifelink. Let's give this flying. All right. Hopefully they don't have any trickery here. Obviously the Kiki Jiki can copy the 2/2, but that 2/2 will die eventually, so there's not a ton of value in that play because its value is really over time when it, you know, grows with the card draw. So we'll see what they do with that. Bank Buster. Surprised we're just now seeing that. I would imagine there's 4 of those in the deck. What are we going to do about this though? I mean, we have 10 flyers over the top. 10, 11, 12. Man, maybe it was the play to play the Flesh Gorger. We would have technically lethal here, but again, I could have walked into a Brotherhood's End and that would have felt pretty bad. I guess I could just go wide too though, right? Yeah, I could go wide. Flying. 5, 10, 11, 12. No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Get these flying. We're gonna get them down to 1. Bummer. Bummer. All right. Well, at least we get the Flesh Gorger out this next turn too. So they are going to be required to hit a sweeper here in order to come back into this game. So even with all of our mistakes going forward, we feel pretty good. And Brotherhood's End is not a good enough sweeper to do it. So if they find spot removal, it's not going to do it. Obviously, Flesh Gorger 2 has the ward mechanic to, you know, deal damage on targeting. So it's got to be something pretty special here. It's got to be, I mean, Gix's command doesn't even do it. There's really nothing in their colors that provide them safety here. Only white would do it. So feeling pretty good about this. White is the only color that would scare me right now. There it is. GG's. Again, I know I didn't play that perfectly. I'm well aware, but yeah, that was still a really good game. And we go to Platinum Tier 1, which I didn't think was going to happen. So very happy about that. Let's go. That is going to conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We are going to break the deck down and talk about it a little bit further in depth. But before I do that, I want to give you guys a huge shout out for making it this far into the video, because it means a lot to me. You know, with the YouTube algorithm stuff, they love to see watch time and all that. So thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate it a lot. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed the content to make it this far. With that being said, let's take a look at today's build. Let's see, where do we want to start here? So yeah, basically let's start with where we started at the top of the video. So Edgar and Soren, man, a combination that's been tried and true for quite some time. Soren being a really great planeswalker, producing these life-linking flying bodies. Some of the best creatures that you can create from a planeswalker from Soren, which is pretty awesome. Obviously, you know, not including things like Teferi, who can create these massive threats that grow, but Soren creates these really nice 2/3 bodies with lifelink and flying that can go over the top. And then Edgar, obviously pumping up all vampires, helps a ton with that card. And Edgar right now, like I said, I'm playing this because somebody ran an Edgar against me and I was just like, gosh dang it, I cannot get rid of this thing. I had no artifact removal, which, you know, some people are running artifact removal like a Braid and stuff like that. But aside from a Braid, there's not a ton of things. Maybe Terra Sunder's out there, but few and far between. I'd say a Braid's probably the most dangerous card, but not a lot of exiling effects. So Edgar's going to be sticking on the battlefield most of the time and being very hard to deal with and quite annoying, to be honest. So, you know, the backside of the card, obviously, when it dies, it comes in as an artifact, giving the vampires even more threats, putting more vampires on the field. And then from there, I kind of expanded the deck outwards to like this really like aggressive mid-range deck that likes to beat down and go for a lot of life gain, because we knew we were going to be getting life gain off the vampire. So why not keep adding threats that gain life? So Flesh Gorger and Seraph were obvious choices to those, you know, that mechanic. Seraph being able to give lifelink, flying, vigilance, all that good stuff. This is one of the most obnoxious cards to go against, in my opinion. When I end up seeing it come down on the battlefield, it's so hard to deal with, because usually by the time this comes down on 3, there's already been 1 and 2 threats being hit on the battlefield that it can pump up and give this lifelink or flying to get them off on the right foot. So I had to, of course, run it myself. Not to mention a Flesh Gorger, if it's on the battlefield, can be pumped up by flying, and then now it can just go over the top, even though it already had menace. So I mean, you could throw vigilance on this even. These two work really great in tandem, because not only are we dealing damage, we're gaining life almost every single time we attack, which is great. And of course, because we're Orzhov, we had to have things like Wedding Announcement and Invoke Despair, 2 extremely powerful cards in this, you know, archetype. Wedding Announcement, obviously being able to flip later, gives our creatures the ability to grow, but not to mention we have the ability to draw cards off this thing and create bodies. It's very good. Invoke Despair, what can I say? The card is just busted. We've ran it now in 2 of my videos this week, and I'm having a lot of fun with it right now. So it's been a blast. One card I wanted to talk about, though, is Corrupt. Again, I wasn't sure about this card. Still not sure about this card in this particular deck, because we did have to, you know, mess with the mana slightly by playing these Sunlit Marshes, because they do count as swamps, which is kind of interesting, but they do come in tapped. So I wasn't sure how I liked that, but then also it seemed like every time we had a Corrupt in hand, we had a, you know, a board full of planes, which was really annoying. So it didn't necessarily give me the value I would have loved to see in this card. Obviously, you know, for 6 mana, you want to at least get 6 damage, but that was not always the case being in Orzhov's build. So maybe take this down to 1 or maybe cut it all together, in my opinion. Then up the top end, we have things like Elspeth and the Warden. Elspeth, just a powerful planeswalker, gives these counters to our creatures. Like if we can give a Seraph, you know, the Vigilance, and then Seraph can give itself lifelink. And then we just keep on, you know, piling these counters on the creatures. Not to mention they can create these massive angel threats at the end of the game. And then Warden is just a really great way to keep dealing damage, drawing cards, you know, creating more bodies. Like I said, it's just a really well-rounded deck where we're constantly putting things on the field. The opponent needs to answer, or those things are going to keep gaining more value for us over time, and eventually we'll overwhelm the opponent with just way too much value. And then early on, I wanted to have the damage starting early and getting some early threats out. I didn't necessarily want a ton of removal. I just wanted to keep pressuring the opponent and make them answer our threats. So I went with Evolve Sleeper and Tashiro. Evolve Sleeper is a great 1-drop to draw us cards late and also create these Death Touch bodies to really fluster the opponent from being able to attack. But Tashiro is one of my favorite cards right now. This has been really good for us because we've been in a huge aggro meta at the moment, mono red, soldiers, things like that. So this gaining us life early is already good enough, but also potentially picking off 1 or 2 creatures along the way is pretty darn good. And then I'm experimenting with this Transmogrant Crown. I love this thing. You guys are going to notice I'm going to play a Rakdos deck later this week that runs 4 of these. It is a really good card because it only costs 1 mana to attach to a creature, making it significantly more powerful. And if that creature dies, we draw a card, which is really, really good value. And I thought it worked really well in today's build. Kind of fit the mold of what we were trying to do. And then lastly, we splashed 1 Sarah Paragon so we can keep bringing things like Tashiro and Wedding Announcement. All these things that you see right here, we can bring back with things like Paragon in the late game, which is why I only splashed 1 in here. But if things do taper out and slow down, Sarah Paragon can bring back a lot of this, you know, reoccurring threats. So, but yeah, that's the deck, guys. A ton of fun and a lot of wins. Honestly, this thing has a really, you know, been doing really well for me. The percentage on my win rates have been pretty good with this thing. So I hope you guys find some success with it as well. But before I, you know, conclude this video, there will be a video on Saturday, which is pretty unusual. It's because I missed a video yesterday. YouTube didn't upload my whole video. It was supposed to be scheduled to go out. It didn't because it had some issues. I don't know what was, you know, some uploading error thing happened. But anyways, I got all the videos done this week. So there will be a video on Saturday. So be on the lookout for that. But that'll conclude today's video. Today's Thursday. I'm so thrown off by the days, but today's Thursday, so we'll be back again tomorrow, Friday, for another one. So be sure to check that out. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it a ton. And before I leave here, as always, I want to give a special shout out specifically to the Marty Mob. If you guys don't know, the Marty Mob is the membership program on this channel, and they, you know, help support the channel through their monthly membership. So I got to give a huge shout out and thank you, and let them know at the end of every video that I do truly appreciate them. And I've recorded an entire box opening of Brothers War that will be members only specifically. It's just about when I can edit and upload it. So that'll be either coming out later this week or early next week. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be sure to post it in the community tab for you guys when I do that. But that'll do it, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Till next time, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man, man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.